In light of the Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford fight being scrapped, Errol looks to new opponents and has responded to Terence about the canceled rematch. Recently, Errol Spence got eye surgery for a cataract, and he then decided to put the blame for his loss on the cataract. Errol stated, "It's been past due. Shit was covering my eye. Why do you think I got hit with so many jabs and hooks?" Still a great performance by bro Crawford. Terence Crawford tore this argument apart, and he stated, "Last I can recall, we definitely get our eyes checked before every fight. I'm just saying. Any boxer would know that, but casual fans will say and make up anything." As for the drama between Terence and Errol, it looks as though there is none, as Terence simply wishes Errol the best. Terence stated, "I've heard it all now, Errol Spence Jr. It's okay though, because all in all, I'm glad it's over and done with. I wish you well, my brother." According to an eye doctor, it looks as though Errol might have actually gotten the cataract as a result of Terence hitting him in that fight though.
At your age, or I assume he wasn't somewhere around your age.
He was a little younger than me.
I mean, to get a cataract, he probably had it from getting hit in the eye and from trauma. So it probably should have been picked up and made sure nothing else was wrong. So, it's kind of rare to have a cataract at that age, unless you're diabetic, you're born with it, or you're hit in the eye.
Yeah.
Trauma. So somewhere, I don't know exactly when he got hit or when he got the cataract, but yeah, so there's a chance he might not have wanted him to fight if he had already had signed him to fight.
So you think it kind of...
He may have got it from that fight.
Coach Reg definitely didn't like the fact that Errol might have possibly fought with a cataract, but he also thought that it might have come from the fight instead.
Man, I don't know. This came to a shock, and I know this was a shocking for everybody. But I never even knew that. I mean, I knew, I thought it came from the fight actually, but they're saying that it didn't. So, everybody was expecting an announcement. You know what I mean? So I guess they're gonna push. You shouldn't have fought. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. If had you known that, you shouldn't have fought.
Especially a guy.
Especially a guy like Crawford. You don't put your career on the line, and you need surgery. Nah. When you're going against a guy like Crawford, you need to be 100% period.
According to Michael Benson, Dan Rafael seemingly confirmed that the rematch between Terence and Errol has been canceled, and he stated, "The Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence rematch reportedly now looks like it is not going to happen. It's claimed this is due to a variety of reasons, including the fact Spence recently had cataract surgery." Eddie Hearn seemingly had doubts about a rematch happening for quite some time, and he stated, "Without taking anything away from Terence Crawford's performance, there are starting to be a few miles on the clock for Spence, whether it's lifestyle, retina, or car crash, whether it's tough fights, and that kind of fight last time would do some more to take some extra miles off the tank. I do think he'd be stronger at 154. He's been at 147 a long time, but I still think Terence Crawford is the big favorite in that fight. I don't think it's a fight people are clamoring for, so I think you're going to have to find something to get Spence off the pan for that rematch. That leaves Errol without an opponent for his next fight, but there are plenty of other fighters who are calling for their chance to fight him. Tszyu threw his name in the pot as he called out multiple fighters for the chance to fight. Tim stated, "I respect Terence Crawford. We were in negotiations to fight, but this fight came across first. I think me and Crawford will definitely collide in the future 100%. It's an honor. You can only start a streaming platform once. I get to do it with Thurman, and it's an honor. I want to do it in spectacular fashion. Of course, this is the start. There are so many names. The 154-pound division is red hot right now. Besides Jermell Charlo, I don't know what's going on with him. He's long gone. It's interesting. You've got Spence moving up. I'd definitely like to have a fight with him one day. I can even move up to 160 or 168. I'm not afraid. I'm a throwback fighter. I'm not afraid. I'll fight anyone. I'd love to. Me and Canelo, I'd love to." Tim has had his eye on Errol for quite some time due to some trash talking Errol did, but Tim has always been ready for him to move up to 154.
Tszyu will be
the undisputed world champ.
So that means you knock off Harrison, and that means you knock off Charlo then this summer.
And then Errol Spence
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we got to get into that because I heard through the grapevine, Tszyu says he would love a fight with Errol Spence.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just got all these problems against me. He's talking smack, so.
And when did the beef start between you two?
Man, there's no beef. Honestly, no beef on my side. It's just he's running his mouth and he's just talking bad, so let's get it on.
And when can you see that fight, a Tszyu versus Errol Spence fight?
It's all up to him whenever he decides to move up to 154.
Ooh, I love it.
Keith Thurman also thought that a fight with Errol would be an entertaining one if he ever met him in the ring. Keith stated, "It should be of a certain caliber, like the fight we're gonna see next weekend between Spence and Crawford. This fight is truly of a certain caliber. If Thurman had fought Spence the day he said my name, that he put some syllables together, he would have got paid 1-point-something million, if that. He wasn't worth a lot. I would have got paid respectfully, you know, something, but real boxers know that real champions, when they fight at the right moment, the world has to recognize what kind of fight it is. If Thurman would have fought Spence, we could have gotten the fight over with, but the world would not have acknowledged the greatness of the battle at the time. I've got to unify the world titles against Danny Garcia. There were bigger fights on the table, on the horizon. Unfortunately for me, after Danny, there was elbow surgery. After Pacquiao, there was hand surgery. This is my journey. This is my struggle. These are my struggles." Keith was really pushing for a fight with Errol while he gave him credit and discredit for his accomplishments.
With Errol, if it's not Bud, why not Thurman? We respect you. We admire all that you've done, Errol. We watched you compete for the USA at the Olympic Games, right? I wear red, white, and blue because it's all my American dream, and I was in pursuit to be an Olympian as well. I've walked the walk that he's walked. At the end of the day, though, your name is the truth. And the truth is, you got the WBA, you ain't seen Thurman. You took that WBC that I vacated, and you ain't seen Thurman. That's the truth. Stop playing. If you got confidence, if your team has confidence, slap me up. Man down. Man down. Be the one to defeat the undefeated Keith Thurman. Let me go ahead and bow to you and shake your hand and call you the better man. I've been beaten one time. Who's gonna beat me 2 times?
After seeing Errol's performance against Terence in their fight last night, Keith Thurman definitely thinks that he would be able to beat Spence. Keith stated, "You didn't beat up a real champion. I don't think that version of Errol Spence would beat Sean Porter. Everybody knows Keith Thurman wipes that Spence. He gets wiped by many people. Floyd Mayweather definitely thinks that he has a good game plan for Errol following his loss to Terence." Floyd stated, "I want the best for Errol Spence. So if I was training with him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 pounds at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154. I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168. That's just my honest opinion." After hearing all the business with Errol's eye surgery, Greg Hackett really believes that Errol should just retire at this point.
I mean, stay away from Bud, man. And if he do got cataracts or had cataracts, I see why he said they be smoking Bud, like, you know, all that type of shit. He trying to clear that shit, but you need to stay away from her. Terence Crawford, let him do what he gonna do, and get your shit back together, and get you some tune-ups and go ahead and get busy. But from what I see, that shit is down the drain now. Like the rematch, y'all can do that another time. But I don't know. If I was Bud, though, I wouldn't even be entertaining no conversation with that shit, cause now that makes it worse. That makes everything worse, and then the odds gonna be super lopsided because of how the first fight went. Now we know you got the eye injury too, so like real rap on some real rap shit. Not trying to be funny. Is really saying to me, retire.
When Errol first spoke about the first match with Terence, he said that he didn't have any real excuses, but he's not looking to retire anytime soon either. Errol stated, "You might be right, but one trick got Olympics, kids in private school, mom and pops retired years ago, passport filled with stamps, and I don't have to pick up a glove again if I don't want to. It's cool. The Spence family appreciates them if they've been paying to watch this one-trick pony. No bullshit. The first 3 months after losing to Crawford, I was waiting for someone in public to say something out of pocket in front of me. I was vulnerable to a lawsuit or something else around that time. Some of y'all forget what this shit really for until you're 37 years old trying to make a comeback for 10% of what you used to make. All that said, you can kill the retirement shit though. Yeah, I got my ass beat. Was past due. I didn't live exactly like a boxer for the most part. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.